The air in the courtyard hums with the scent of crushed marigolds and warm earth. Sunlight filters through the dense leaves of the central mango tree, casting moving shadows across the ground where intricate patterns have been carefully traced into the dust. Benny Bunny hops through the arched entrance, his nose twitching as he surveys the peaceful space. He pauses, leaning down to inspect the geometric lines etched into the soil before continuing toward the center of the garden. A woven mat lies spread in the shade, and sitting upon it is Moti Mushroom. Moti holds a small, leather-bound volume, his gaze fixed on the pages until he senses the movement nearby. Benny stops, plants his feet firmly on the packed earth, and brings his palms together in a steady gesture of respect. "Namaste, Moti," Benny says, his voice clear against the quiet rustle of the garden. Moti looks up, his expression softening as he closes his book to welcome his friend. The courtyard feels alive with the promise of the day, a small sanctuary of learning tucked away from the rest of the world. Benny takes a step forward, ready to begin the lessons waiting for him. Benny turns from the mat toward the chalkboard, where Sunny Sweetcorn stands ready. Sunny taps a row of cards pinned to the board, each holding a different number. He gestures for the group to join in. Benny hops closer, his eyes locked on the cards as he begins to chant. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They shout together, their voices ringing out into the garden. With each number, Sunny points to a different leaf, building a rhythm that fills the space. Benny cheers, his paws clapping against the ground in time with the count. As the final number echoes, Sunny beams and points toward a nearby clay pot. Bella Beetroot is already there, surrounded by small bowls of pigment. She dips a brush into a deep purple mixture, her hand moving with precision across the surface of the clay. Benny trots over to watch her work. She drags the brush in a smooth, sweeping arc, creating a swirling pattern that catches the sunlight. Benny leans in, observing how the color sets against the raw earth. Bella finishes the final stroke and pulls the brush away, revealing a vibrant design. Benny claps again, impressed by the change, as the garden seems to brighten with the addition of the new, colorful creation. Tinku Turnip bounds into the center of the clearing, his movements sharp and precise. He stops abruptly, pointing a finger at a round plate, then pivots to trace the square edge of a wooden mat, and finally signals toward a small triangular flag fluttering in the breeze. "Shapes are everywhere," Tinku shouts, his voice echoing with excitement. The group turns to follow his lead, their eyes darting across the courtyard to find the geometry hidden in the common objects around them. In the sudden shift of focus, Moti Mushroom reaches for a crayon, but his grip slips. The tool rolls across the mat, stopping inches from the edge. A ripple of concern passes through the circle as the lesson pauses. Simmy Spinach, standing nearby, reacts instantly. She leans forward, her hands moving with fluid grace to retrieve the crayon before it hits the dirt. She places it gently back into Moti's hand, her smile steady and reassuring. Benny observes the exchange and nods. "Kindness makes us strong," he says, and the words settle over the group like a warm promise. The earlier individual lessons begin to fade as the friends shift their positions, gathering closer together. The air grows charged with a shared purpose, the energy of the garden rising as they prepare for the next phase of their day. The high sun marks the midday break. The friends move toward the center of the courtyard, where wide banana leaves are spread across the floor. They settle into a circle, sharing fresh pieces of fruit and crisp vegetables. The sound of chewing and quiet laughter fills the air as they replenish their energy. Benny hands a slice of apple to Moti, who accepts it with a nod. Then, the silence is broken. A rhythmic beat pulses from somewhere deep within the garden, rising in intensity. It is the sound of a traditional folk melody, steady and infectious. The group pauses, mid-bite. Sunny is the first to stand, his feet tapping against the packed earth. One by one, the others rise, leaving their meal behind. The tempo accelerates. Benny begins to clap, his paws striking in time with the music. The group forms a wider circle, hands reaching out to lock with neighbors. They start to spin, their movements fluid and synchronized. The courtyard comes alive with the motion. They clap, they turn, and they weave between the shadows cast by the mango tree. The energy peaks as they find the rhythm together, their laughter rising above the melody. celebrating the bond formed through the day of shared discovery. The music tapers off into the hum of the garden. The frantic spinning of the dance yields to a slow, rhythmic sway, then stops entirely. The sun has dipped low, casting long shadows across the courtyard and bathing the leaves in a deep, honeyed gold. The friends stand together, breathing in the cooling air. Little Benny Bunny hops toward the chalkboard, brushing aside a stray leaf. He picks up a piece of chalk and writes, his hands steady. Moti, Sunny, Bela, Tinku, and Simi gather behind him, forming a tight-knit row. The garden feels quiet now, the energy of the day settling into a peaceful rhythm. Benny turns to the camera and raises a paw in a steady, deliberate wave. His friends follow suit, their hands and branches moving in a synchronized gesture of goodbye. The board now displays the words, "Come back soon, little explorers." Benny leans forward, his voice clear and warm. See you next time on Little Wonder Trails. The light catches the texture of the board, the chalk dust dancing in the final beams of the day. One by one, they turn away, leaving the courtyard empty and still as the golden glow fades into the soft blue of twilight.